When you share through this mission campaign and you become part of what Hand of Hope is doing, you are helping through medical care, feeding programs, reaching America's inner cities, and going into places that you never could help by yourself, tackling big issues like human trafficking. Here in Thessaloniki, Greece, there's a brothel right behind me. There are girls trapped in human trafficking, but we are seeing lives transformed and changed as we're working together to share the love of Christ. Thank you for sharing.
We're on the way to Bulgaria right now. We're crossing between Thessaloniki and just a short trip to the Bulgarian border. And this is it's a lot of trade going through here, but also for the traffickers, a very known road for bringing people from Bulgaria to Greece.
Philip is European Operations Manager for A21.
Over the last few years, it's become easier and easier to cross the border. Since Bulgaria became part of the EU, it's opened up a lot more, and so now you barely need any kind of form of identification to actually get from one country to the other. We had a situation where we were traveling in a small group in a car, and we left one passport out just to see if they would check, and he just grabbed the bunch of passports and saw that we had passports, and he didn't even count that there was the round amount of passport to the people in the car, and let us cross. So it just shows like the lack of control that there is at these points. It makes it very easy to bring people across. After the communism fell in 1990, the society has just been left with nothing, and the minimum wage here in Bulgaria is just over 100 euros. And so in these villages, there's no hope. Most of the schools are shut down, and so there isn't. They might have a TV and they might see a better life, but there is just no opportunity where they are. We have been going into schools in these regions and just found that students have never even heard about human trafficking, what it is, but when you start telling them about what's actually happening, they all have a story of a friend or someone who was tricked or lured or in a situation with a trafficker. We had one girl she was just in a school across the border here, and just before summer, a lady came to the school and started getting to know some of the students, some of the young girls in school, and offered a summer job in Greece while she was away. Now, this girl was living with her grandparents. Her parents had passed away, so she was in a vulnerable position, obviously needed the money, and so it was a lady, she trusted her, there was other girls there, and so she was brought across the border very easy one day and literally sold into the sex industry in Greece here.
What is the significance of young women coming from small villages like this, the poverty level? How does that impact all of this?
It's a huge impact. In villages like this, they have nothing. One of the major modes of transport is donkey-drawn carts. There's no hope, there's no future. But what they do have is TV. And they see the images of what they consider to be life in the rich West, life in Europe. And it makes them very easy prey for traffickers coming in and offering them jobs. We're not all able to just sort of go in and rescue girls, and that's something that's best done by the police. But we can stand up in our own communities. We can discourage the abuse of women. We can place value on women. If men are placing value on women as people, as daughters of God, as unique creations, then they won't abuse them. And if, as a man, we see another man failing to do that, then I think we've got an obligation to step in and challenge them and say, hey, she's worth more than that. Don't treat her like that. And if we can stand up and do that in every circumstance, I think gradually we will turn the tide. In Eastern Europe, no value is placed on women, and that's one of the big problems. So if we can do it in the West, and we can do it in as we come across people from different cultures, as we establish value on womanhood, then there'll be a lot less women that are abused.
There are so many serious needs around the world, and sometimes it's difficult to understand or connect to such big needs so far away from home. But for me, this one's different. It's very personal because I have daughters the very same age as these beautiful young women that we're talking about being trapped in human trafficking. And that means when their hopes and dreams are twisted into something so horrifying, our hearts have to break. That's why human trafficking can't remain somebody else's problem. It has to be our problem, and we have to step in, get involved, and do whatever we can. No matter how hopeless you may feel, you can make a difference. And Hand of Hope, together with A21, is reaching young women. We're seeing healing happen, and we're seeing God do wonderful things in their lives. Together, we can tackle this, and we can make a difference. We hope that you'll join us.